Hello everyone and welcome back to more Paper Mario the Thousand Year Door. In the last time, we arrived in the nice looking Petal Meadows, and today, this is going to be a very long episode. You want to know why? Because we are about to take a journey to the Shhwonk Fortress! Are you all ready for an exciting adventure? Well, let's go! Our journey begins as Mario and Goombella go through the yellow road. Is it yellow? This narrator cannot tell. It has orange spots, but is it yellow? Doesn't matter. They shouldn't be paying attention to such trivial things. Mario then spots an enemy about to swoop him, but decides to check all the trees first to see if there's any items that can be helpful for him. And then he decides to attempt to get a first strike on this Paragoomba. Waiting for the Paragoomba to swoop, it comes, and it gets the first strike. He. In this battle, Mario comes across a new enemy, the Koopa Troopa. The Koopa Troopa is a tricky enemy, not like others you see, as you cannot merely hammer it, as it has increased defenses. The way to get its defenses down is by tackling it from above, much like in the platformer games, to flip it over. Then its belly is exposed, which Mario can then expose to do any attack he wants for normal damage. Mario decides to hammer it to finish it off, as the Koopa dies. How depressing, you see. Mario unfortunately has to kill his enemies in order to go through his journey to make it to the Shhwonk Fortress. Mario then decides to check the bushes, but nothing is there, unfortunately. So instead, a Koopa Troopa spots him as he jumps and avoids, but unfortunately does not get the first strike on the Koopa Troopa. This is an example of the Goomba using an item it has in battle. The item then fades away. Mario then kills another Koopa Troopa as it checks the bushes for nothing there. He then checks the trees, and once again, there's nothing. Mario likes to explore, you see, in order to get any item that could possibly help him. And then he bonks on the Goomba, Spike Goomba. Once again triumphant, Mario collects a sleepy sheep from the dead enemy, which he will show in battle. And by he, I mean I. And then Mario gets a POW block, which will be useful as he does not know what's to come in his adventure. And then he enters an ominous-looking fortress. Suddenly, he sees two strange enemies on the pedestals and nowhere through, so Mario decides to check the pillar. To his surprise, the strange enemies come to life and start swarming, and Mario runs, but he decides the only way to defeat these guys is to get into battle. This is a new enemy known as a Cleft. The Cleft is similar to the Koopa Troopa, whereas too high defenses to penetrate normally. But unlike the Koopa Troopa, it cannot be flipped by jumping. The only way to flip is to use a POW block, which I have acquired off screen. Mario then uses the POW block in order to flip the Clefts. The Clefts then perish as Mario collects his star points, a sign that he has defeated his powerful foes. But that is not over. Mario, triumphant over these strange new enemies, is glad as the dungeon gate begins to open. Mario, excited, decides to go forward into his journey. What's yet to come? Well, let's find out. Mario then checks the bushes and trees. Once again, as a Koopa Troopa attacks, he then jumps on it to teach the enemy a lesson for not messing with our hero. Mario then collects the drop pieces from these nasty foes as he once again checks. Oh my god, the hammer's missing. Checks the trees and bushes for like the 7th time as the narrator, me, breaks character, which is unfortunate, but it happens sometimes. and a coin drops out. And then Mario, almost at the next destination, decides to kill the final enemy in order to make it through, even though he could have easily made it through without it. But nonetheless, Mario decides to kill everything! The Goomba then drops a mushroom, which may be useful to Mario later, as another power block is found in the bushes. As evident, the power block is a vital tool for Mario to use on his journey. Once again, other strange enemies appear on pedestal, and once again Mario inspects it in order to get through, and unshockingly, they come to life once again. And then Mario encounters one. Unlike the Clefs, this enemy Mario can neither jump nor hammer, as he'll take 1 HP from the spikes surrounding them. So, the only way to defeat these guys is once again to use the various power blocks he's found along his journey. As he strikes the power block, the enemies flip over and die. Oh, and the set hits Mario! An example of how the stage comes to life in the game. As the enemies die, the gate, for the last time, opens. This is getting a bit repetitious, but it is still enjoyable, as it's a fun experience. The trees look a bit different color, and I have no clue why I've noticed that. And then Mario keeps on missing, but hits the tree and nothing appears. What a useful of his time, as he strikes the Koopa Troopa who's constantly been on a pain in his ass. And that is an example of enemies sometimes having badges behind them. But I do not believe this affects anything. Once again, Mario inspects the trees, but there's nothing there. But instead, behind this rock is an inn coupon. This lets him stay a free 1 night at an inn, which evidently nothing just goes unaware. The viewers can read themselves. He then whacks the Goomba, but unfortunately misses. So instead goes for the block, which a fire flower appears. And then Mario decides to continue on his journey and whack an enemy. Shut up, Goombella! Mario says as Goombella annoys him for like the 7th time. Mario then checks the trees, and there's a heart block appear, but Mario notices he has health missing, so decides to hit this block to replenish the HP heart points of Mario and his partner. Doing this will also replenish all Mario's FP flower points. However, it will cost you the number of coins shown on the block, so be ready to pay! As Mario decides to pay the price, he gains full health and HP, unsure what's to come, but this fortress looks a bit different, so Mario decides to go in and save. Even though he unusually saves during recordings, he decides to do it this time for a change. Once again, there's a statue of a weird creature on top. Well, actually a pedestal, not a statue. And Mario's unsure and once again decides to inspect it. Mario, apparently hurt, lifts up one leg as the mysterious creature comes to life. Ho ha ha! You're the first contestants I've seen in a while, says the weird creature. If you've come all the way here to the Shhwonk Fortress, you must want stone keys. And if that's the case, then you must compete against me. If you win, I'll let you through to where the stone keys rest. However, if you lose, you will suffer a terrible fate. And by terrible, I mean awful. Ho ha ha. So, what do you want to do? Mario decides to take him on, as he has no other choice in order to get to the bottom of the Shhwonk Fortress. Ho ha ha. You're in it for now, says the Thwomp. Suddenly, everything turns into a completely different set, taking advantage of the game's paper art style. As this is a continuity reference to the first Paper Mario, where they played the 64th annual quiz, this is the 65th annual quiz. As Mario decides to get ready for his quiz, the first question appears. What is hidden in this place? It's clearly not a crystal star, as that is with Hooktail. Princess Peach is unknown. She could be here, but that is unlikely. And Mario has no idea what a pickle stone is. I guess it's one of Intelligence Systems. I guess it's Intelligence Systems' form of humor. Obviously, we're looking for the stone keys, so Mario decides to choose that. Mario assures that this is his answer, as he gets it correct. What a success! Oh! That is correct, says the Thwomp in frustration. I can never understand the difference between the two. It always confuses me. Mario then moves on to question 2. On to question 2. What do one Mr. Softener and one Fire Flower cost at the shop at Petalburg? Mario has no clue as he does not pay attention to such trivial things, and Intelligent System does that to throw people off, so he just randomly guesses 12 coins. And, to no surprise, he gets it wrong. Wrong! Says the Thwomp. Mario then gets threatened that once again if he gets 3 wrong, he suffers a terrible fate. The mayor of Petalburg is obviously not Bertle, as that doesn't sound like, doesn't have oop in it. It is Croup, as Mario paid attention to and gets it correct. Question 4, says the Thwomp, as it appears. Tell me now, where is the crystal star? We know it is not in Rogueport, as we have been there, we would have gotten one. Mushville does not exist. It's just an example of Intelligent Systems humor. And Petalburg we've been to as well, so it has to be Hooktail's castle if you hadn't been paying attention. The Thwomp gets frustrated as Mario gets it correct. As Mario prepares himself, the diabolical question 5 appears. This is Mario's penultimate question. How can you get from Petal Metals to Rogueport? These are all random examples, especially racing a cart, which does not make any sense. Only by air and boat across the sea is something we have not done. The way we got here is to go through a pipe. As Mario collects that, he's correct. The Thwomp threatens to make the questions harder, as the final question Mario has to get correct appears. Which of the following have hands? It is a Koopa Troopa, as all of these do not have hands. Yes, it is a real answer. And Mario is correct, as he gets the trivia right, and Mario is allowed to pass. Yay, good for Mario. He's finally completed his journey. But what happens if he fails in the quiz? Well, let's find out what the Thwomp's fatal threat is now. Fatal threat? Actually, instead of doing that, we will see what the Thwomp has to say. I guess you have to let you through. Stupid rules. The Thwomp then lets Mario through, as a pipe appears to the Shhwonk fortress. And now we will find out what happens if Mario gets the question wrong. I will see you guys then. I mean, in like 5 seconds for you. No, 1 second for you, but a while for me, as I need to do necessary preparations for it. Mario gets the questions wrong, as the Womp says, ha ha ha, wrong, so wrong it hurts. That's 3 wrongs. How awful for you. Everything goes back to normal, as the Thwomp, not Womp, says, ho ha ha, time for the pain game! As, suddenly, 4 intimidating enemies drop down. Mario's in for a pickle. What will happen? Well, let's find out. Let's see if Mario can defeat these tough enemies. As these are clefs, but different type of clefs. Now, you can't even jump on them to hurt them, as it will be spiked, and they have much more attack power. Mario then hits the audience, who's tried to hurt him. What a jerk. And then comes back to the stage. Good thing Mario came with items. He then uses a power block to do the same thing as the other clef's weakness. Flip them over, as they all faint and gives Mario mass EXP. Mario, triumphant, looks at the Thwomp as the Thwomp says, Whoa, it can't be. How did you defeat my cute little clefs? It's funny because they are not cute. With frustration, the Thwomp moves aside and then lets Mario pass, just like getting the questions right. It's just a bit of a more tougher version. And so, Mario has completed his journey to the Shhwonk fortress. After a tough road aside, he is finally there and ready to retrieve the stone keys. What's beyond the pipe? Well, that is a save for another time. But thank you for watching. Journey to the Shhwonk fortress! And what lies ahead for Mario, we will see then. See you guys then.